Hey guys, what's up? What's happening? How's it going? How's your day today? Underground Geek here. Um, so you notice I didn't have my intro in the video. I'm still editing a new intro and the software is not working correctly, so I just said, the heck with it. So for the time being, I'm still working on my intro. I know you're sad, your ears aren't bleeding yet, so you're mad because I took the music and now you don't get to have hearing damage, but I'm sorry, okay. But anyway, I could just insert like random foghorns and reggae horns into the video and just randomly through the video and just kind of freak people out. That could work. I don't know. Maybe not. Turn your volume down. It could get sketchy. But anyway, so I want to talk about a comic here, Dark Knight's Metal #2. Now, I've been a big fan of this whole series so far. Not because it's DC, but because it's actually a good story. I mean, there's a lot of lore to it. There's a lot of action so far, and a lot of drama as it builds. In this issue, the last issue was kind of slow. They were kind of talking about things, getting everything set up. This issue is like head first, crazy stuff going on. The covers are pretty awesome. The standard cover is pretty cool. And then the variant cover where he's riding a snowboard / Sea-Doo is awesome. And then the third cover where he looks like he's one of the Court of Owls, that's kind of cool, I guess. It's kind of minimalistic, but at the same time kind of exactly what Batman is as far as seeing on the rooftops and stuff like that. And if you'll notice, it's the Egyptian place that he was at in the comic book is where he's at on top of that, so it all fits. But anyway, there's one more cover with Swamp Thing, but I didn't really like the way Swamp Thing was drawn on that one, but so I guess you can't have everything. But anyway, so they're talking more about, Hawkman, how he ties in this, that they call him Carter Hall to kind of throw people off. People that don't know won't know exactly that he's Hawkman, but we've got the Justice League, and they're basically looking for Batman at this point. Batman has run off with a piece of metal, the nth metal, and they're trying to stop him because they think he's going to do something that's going to release darkness upon the earth, and he's trying to stop it head first and won't listen to him. The standard story of Batman. He's extremely smart, except when it deals with his pride. So they're trying to find him. Superman is trying to use his heartbeat hearing ability, and Batman is so smart that he's developed a way to throw him off. I won't tell you exactly what it is, but he's developed a way to throw him off from hearing his heartbeat. At the same time, it looks like there are multiple bat signals all over the earth, and I think that has something to do with what's going on right now. The earth is like in chaos, but it was really cool from a distance because it's like, wow, look at all those bat signals all over the earth. It's like he's taking over. So they're running around trying to find him. We get a couple of cameos from Blue Beetle in here, and we get some cameos from Hellblazer and Zatara, and basically they pulled up all the stops and they're chasing Batman, but then they realize they're chasing multiple Batman because they're all dressed like Batman, so they can't figure out which one's the right one. And Damian is driving the big tank, and it's awesome. This little scene right here where she says, "Pull over, Robin. There's no winning here." And he says, "Listen, lady, I'm 13 years old and driving a bat hog through the Amazon on a Tuesday morning. I'm already winning." I thought that was pretty funny. Winning, hashtag. But anyway, so we get this DC event page here that's pretty cool. It tells you about who's all in it, and it has Diversity in Comics' favorite symbol on the front of it. He loves this geometry and stuff like that because it looks like it was drawn by someone that was very talented, and it's an awesome logo, and he loves it. Just show this to him. He loves it. But anyway, so then we get another scene. Aquaman's after him. Turns out not to be Batman. Flash is after him. Turns out not to be Batman. But something I noticed here, and something that somebody pointed out to me, I've just started reading the New 52 Batman. And it's so funny how I got on the first volume, and this seems like the same artist that did the New 52 Batman that's doing this issue. And also, they tie in one of the things that they used in that comic in this comic. Is that not funny? But anyway, so it looks like the same artist, but then they show Batman, and he turns off his disguise device, and it's actually Nightwing, and he's using a face recognition like changer, but it's the same thing that they use in the other comic in the first couple of pages. So I thought that was kind of cool how they tied that in. But anyway, so they're trying to stop Batman, of course, and right as they think they've caught him, it was all part of his plan, because he was chasing them through the Evergreen, and who lives in the green? Swamp Thing. So he shows up and he's attacking him stuff. How dare you hurt the green, you know? And I love how they made Swamp Thing like huge and ominous, you know. But then Superman is able to pretty much stop him. You know how Superman always does it. They always think that they've done something, and Superman just kind of shows up, bashes through everything at the speed of light, and grabs you, and you're like, crap, it's over. But you know, he's really trying to talk to Superman. He's like, or to Batman, he's like, you know, we've been friends so long. I know your heartbeat nearly as well as Lois. I understand that that what Kendra said scared you, and I know you're trying to figure this out yourself. You know, and it's funny that he says that. I mean, he really thinks a lot of Batman. They're like best friends, apparently. So, I mean, he says, it's me, we're brothers. Now, what in God's name is going on? And so, more and more as they're talking, Batman talks about how when he's used this machine that he has to come back from the dead, we come to find out that Batman has actually died several times, and he uses a machine to bring himself back. But however he does it, I don't know. But he says that every time he's done that, it's got him closer to opening up the darkness. He said there's only one more thing he has to do, and it's going to open up the darkness for good, so he has to stop it. And that's when they're talking about the nth metal more and how it's been laced all over the planet and how it's become like a big transmitter for Barbados. That's our big bad Barbados. And so at this point, I was really shocked, because you'll see in this one of these scenes, Batman or Superman actually punches a hole through Batman, and you're like, wow, this is so reminiscent of Injustice when he did that to Joker, and you're like, oh, is he about to turn evil? Because I mean, he just killed Batman. That was crazy. And they were just talking about they were brothers. But come to find out, it was Clayface all along. And he says, easy, Flyboy, just playing my part. Got him down pretty well. Oh, huh. And he's like, wow, he even managed to mimic the heartbeat. But then they realized that it was a transmitter in him that was transmitting the heartbeat. I thought that was pretty cool. I mean, Clayface has found his way into a lot of the Batman comics here lately. And he's kind of the go-to, and everybody draws him uniquely. And I kind of like Clayface because he has a lot of personality. He's borderline psychopathic, but he can't help it. So then we get this great scene in the Antarctic lava pits where the Legion of Doom headquarters rises out of the lava. I thought that was awesome. And they're talking about how this is, you know, hey, this is my new headquarters. I'm developing it, blah, blah, blah. So technically the Legion of Doom hasn't come around yet, but they're getting close to having it, and you're like, wow, this is going to be awesome when they develop this later on. But then we find out it's Kendra with the Blackhawks, and she's talking to Vandal Savage, and immediately I was like, you turncoat, how could you do this? But then she's talking about how she's just trying to save the Earth and how these villains are actually trying to save the Earth as well. They realize that it's not going to matter if everybody's dead, so they need to find a way to stop the bad guys. But in true villain fashion, they want to do something that could possibly kill everybody if it doesn't work. You know, they want absolute destruction of the enemy. So they realize that Batman is headed to the wrong place because of the last issues. You can kind of notice that somebody's been feeding him misinformation through his self-conscious. And so anyway, he's got this guy named Dream. I can't remember where he came from, but I know he's an old character. He's talking to Batman, giving him cryptic answers, kind of helping him along the way, but not helping him, you know. I would just call it, I mean, if he just did that to me all the time, I'd be like, okay, go away, a-hole, because you're not helping me, okay? But Batman's got his Batcave light on his forehead, and all of a sudden the rest of the Trinity pops up, and they're like, hey, you know, stop what you're doing. We're here to help. You know, don't destroy the Earth because you think you can do this all on your own. And that's when he pulls out little Darkseid baby. I thought that was hilarious. I don't remember this story because I didn't read the death of Darkseid and all that kind of stuff. But I thought this was awesome that they had this baby Darkseid, and he's like, or Darkseid. He's like, look, I'm going to use this baby we're going to save the Earth. And it's like, that's the most dangerous baby I've ever seen in my life. But they're talking about using his Omega beams to shut everything down. He's going to use Hawkman's mace to stop Barbados because it's made of that metal, and that's what he used to start Barbados last time. But then the bad guys show up, and everything goes to pot, of course. They've wounded Batman with these little splinters that they've shot all over him. They grappled him to the wall where he can't move. And that's when you find out this is all part of the Court of Owls plan. Now, I think Court of the Owls is a little bit overused, but in this point it kind of works because you have the clan of the bat, the clan of the bird, the clan of the bear, the clan of the wolf, and so they're talking about way back in the day when that was all started, and then they were clan of the bat now, and they've been playing him this whole time. Then we get a cringy scene where they're talking about Batmanium, a metal that they had to make, and I was like, oh man, really? But we quickly move on, and they trap Batman and created him. They turn him into a doorway. At this point, I was kind of like, I think Batman may be dead because it looked like he melted. But so from the doorway, they're worshiping Barbados. They're like, come on, Barbados, come on out. We'll be happy, yay, it'll be great. And then the crazy zombie-looking ghoul Robins jump out and start trying to eat everybody. And I was like, oh, God, here we go. And they don't say much. They say, crow, 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 crow. That's what's so creepy about it. And then we get the spread page here, the splash page of all of the evil Batman with Barbados in the background. And it is epic. These guys look like they could eat Hydra for breakfast. Like if these guys showed up and they were fighting the evil Avengers or whatever they had with what was the last Secret Empire, I feel like they could annihilate everybody. Look how ominous these guys are. But anyway, they're all saying, hey, we're here, we're Batman. You were looking for Batman, that's us. And I was like, oh crap. So they're basically going to reveal later on that these Batman, where these Batman came from, what's their origin, but I don't want to spoil it for you. But anyway, they instantly deal with Superman and Wonder Woman. I was kind of shocked. I was like, did they just kill Superman and Wonder Woman? Though I'm sure they won't be permanently down. They'll just be like disfigured or something, turn into ghouls. But I really was shocked. I was like, holy crap. And they said, next, the rise of the Dark Knights. And that's when I immediately had to read the Teen Titans tie-in, that ties into this comic, because I was like, whoa, I want to see what happens next. And it's really good as well. I may do a video on that. But, yeah, all in all, this has lived up to the hype. I really like the designs of all the characters. The evil Batman are awesome. And it's not too cheesy. Like, it's a really original story. I like the fact that the little Darkseid baby's just looking at him. He's like, well, crap. But, yeah, this is a really epic comic. You need to check it out. The art's pretty good. I mean, it's not the best, but I like the style. It's a lot better than a lot of stuff Marvel's putting out right now. Am I right? But let's go back to the page here, and let's talk about who's doing it. It's of course Greg Capullo and Scott Snyder. Scott Snyder is quickly becoming one of the better writers in the comic universe as far as I'm concerned. He does a real good job. I mean, he's solid, but he's also nice at the same time. But let's talk about who did this comic. Scott Snyder, of course, and you got Greg Capullo, and then you got Jonathan Glapion, and a few others on here, but they give them all cool names, and they did it in the last time. And I don't know if it's the same names or not, but it's pretty fun how they give these guys all different names, kind of like the names of the evil Batman, because Scott, Sword, Sovereign, Snyder, and Greg, Lead, Thrasher, Capullo. I just thought that was cool. They seem like they're having a lot of fun doing this comic. They don't seem like they're trying to push anything. And they're just trying to write a good story, and that's what it's all about, isn't it? All right, guys. Well, you just tell me what you think about this. Hit the thumbs up, hit the notifications button. Tell me if you're already reading this comic right now and what you like or dislike about it. I haven't really found anything I disliked about it. I mean, they're going pretty good so far. It was kind of slow the first issue, but this one's pretty cool. All right, guys. I'll talk to you later. Bye.